This is the Making Waves podcast, sponsored by Ripple Effect. My name is Dave Roetman, and we are here with Representative Marty Overweg, District 21. Welcome, Marty.
Well, thanks. Good to be here.
We're in New Holland, South Dakota, and this was your grandfather's grocery store.
Yep, my grandfather started it in 1930. It was his grocery store, then a dry goods grocery, and then my father and mother bought it from him, added the feed business, and then it was shut for a while when my dad passed away. And I come back from working for a seed company, and I reopened the feed business, and that's what we are today. So now I have this old grocery store that's just my man cave with my motorcycles and all my hunting stuff, so keep it out of my wife's way.
Third generation. What year did it start?
1930. Wow, that's really cool. The building you're sitting in was built in 1881.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
strong foundation.
You'd think so, but once in a while when I get the carpenters in there, they go, wow, this building's old. You sure you want to fix it? I go, yep.
That's great. Well, let's talk about the future. You're going to bring some bills next year about property rights and eminent domain.
Hopefully we get some stuff done. I have to look and make sure that we're not doubling up on bills, because I think, a lot of people are working on some eminent domain bills and some are working on property rights bills. I think they're entwined somewhat. I think a state like South Dakota absolutely needs eminent domain, and any bill I would bring would not be to stop it. It would just be to put rules in, guardrails, to make everybody play fair. We have some states around us that have done a great job at putting those guardrails up, and it's pretty much stopped eminent domain happening because everybody has to play fair up front. It's a done deal. I do think that eminent domain for private gain, which is the big saying now they're trying to coin, is wrong. We have a lot of companies out there that want to come to South Dakota. We have a lot of land. We have pretty cheap land compared to the states around us. We have tons of clean water. We probably have the best clean water source out of any state in the United States. We have the Missouri River is a queen. We're going to keep having companies come here and try to build manufacturing, not as far as like building cars, but like what you've seen from the ethanol, the CO2s, those kind of things. Aberdeen is getting the water. Rapid City wants the water because you can't have growth without good, clean water.
That's right.
And we have plenty of it. And that's good. That's good. Growth is good. States got to grow. But we can't have companies coming in here not playing fair with our people. It's still our land. I'm a farmer. And we bought our land with blood, sweat, and tears. And, we learned that in kindergarten. Just because you want something, just because you're offering enough money, I probably just don't want to sell. And now that's got to be good, too. Well, you can't just force people to do something just so you can make money. I don't think that's right.
So I'm gathering that South Dakota's laws are not adequate for protecting property rights?
Oh, no.
Compared to other states?
You don't even need to have an official permit. You can just file the PUC and just walk on people's land and start digging up their crops and doing testing, and that's wrong. That's wrong.
What other states have better property rights protections than we do?
Well, Minnesota, for one. That's why that CO2 pipeline's on our side of the line instead of Minnesota's. They'd never get it through Minnesota. Wyoming has a great one. They had to put them in for the wells, the mineral rights, for the oil wells. North Dakota, they strengthened them. We should have. It's something that slipped us because it wasn't a problem,
Right, that makes sense.
But now it looks like it's a problem in the future. Going to keep coming. We had the Gregory pump station that's not going to go in now, and that's how I got involved because that's in my district. And they were going to take two ranches. Well, I shouldn't say they were going to. The plan was, what they talked about was taking two third and fourth generation ranches and just moving them off the land and building a lake where that ranch stood. It just isn't right.
They're just going to seize the land.
They're just going to seize it to make at first I think it was a 2,200 acre lake. Now it's down to when they quit, I think it was down to 1,200 acre lake. That's all for private gain. Okay, the other bill that I was thinking about looking into, if the legality, I'm not sure if we can, is with the Gregory pump station, it was a private, for-profit, non-traded company. So you couldn't buy into it. You couldn't buy stock in it. It's just private people. Well, they created a partnership with a nonprofit, which was an electric company. Now, when a nonprofit company, of course, in South Dakota gets a lot of breaks, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a big world out there for nonprofits. So they could apply for stuff that a for-profit company could not, and vice versa. The for-profit company could go out and do stuff that the nonprofit couldn't. And I don't think that's right. So I'm saying if you're a nonprofit company, you should not be able to get a deal or partnership with a for-profit company and use eminent domain. You can have your dealings, but not for eminent domain, because it fades into each other, and it's not plain fair. So I'm looking at those bills and some other ones, trying to get some ideas to put these guardrails in, so people, when they come here, we want them to come here, of course, because we like to grow, but to play fair, and certainly not at people's, property rights. You just can't take them. Just can't take them. At least you shouldn't be able to.
What's the foundation of civilization? Without property rights, there's no stability, nothing but tyranny. I mean, property rights is in large part what our founders fought for.
Absolutely, and they made a government that was a property rights state or property rights country. Yeah, individuals own ground and pay taxes. That's how our country works, or it's supposed to work.
Are we looking at other states like Wyoming and getting model legislation ready that we can apply to South Dakota?
I think so, yes. It's just how bad do you want to run all this stuff next year when, the way the Senate killed everything last session, is it better to wait a year? I don't know. I mean, they were pretty clear last year, the Senate was, on killing anything that even remotely resembled eminent domain.
Do you think property rights and eminent domain will be a major issue in the upcoming legislative session?
Yeah, it will. I think we're going to see a lot of different bills. We're going to see some bills come from some legislators who probably don't know much about it, but it's the thing to do. Everybody's looking to pass that one great bill. So I'm going to play back a little bit. I know what I want to do, and I think my bills will work, but I've got to be able to be clear that they're, not stepping on anybody's toes. If someone else has an idea, I'd gladly put some of mine into theirs and work together, because that's the idea, to get it done, right?
It's amazing what you can accomplish if you don't care who gets the credit.
That's right. And that's pretty rare in Pierre anymore.
That's rare.
Oh, it's rare.
Any final thoughts?
Well, we were talking about what you said, and we kind of made a joke before we started this about marijuana. I said, I think marijuana and hemp are going to be once again on the block, but I'm so sick of talking about it, I don't want to.
That's fair. I'm tired of that.
It's old.
Thank you for being on our podcast. My name's Dave Roetman, and this has been the Making Waves podcast. We've had Marty Overweg. Thank you, Marty.
Thank you.